Adam here today. So what I'm going to teach you how to do is stake up trees. So while we're in amongst the bamboo right now, we're going to cut some of these down to use as our stakes. Now you don't have to use bamboo, you can use star pickets, you can use any bits of timber that you've got lying around, or you can buy some actual stakes from Bunnings. All does the exact same stuff. I'm just going to save ourselves a bit of money and use some bamboo that we've already got lying around. But we'll cut some down, we'll cut it all into pieces, and then I'll show you how we stake up a tree. Right, so what we're doing here, we're just going to trim some of the bamboo up. I've already cut a few up, but I've brought a few more down. So what I'm going to do is cut them into lengths and then take off all the bits so that we don't cut our hands when we try and drop them in. So I just want to get roughly the right length so that they're all about the same. So we'll cut it here. Like that. And then we'll just cut down it. Down. There's a few more on this one than some of the other ones, but that's alright. It takes a couple of seconds to get rid of it all. There's our stake that we'll put into the ground. Now, goats absolutely love bamboo, so what we've just been doing is throwing all the leaves in. They don't eat the sticks, all they eat is the leaves. So I've just been throwing that in, and then once they eat it all, then we just take it out and throw it on our burn pile that we've got to get rid of the rest of it. We'll just do the same thing.
Hey guys, Adam here. Today I'll be cutting bamboo and playing limbo. That's what you sound like, Dad.
Hey guys, Adam here. So we're going to now stake up our plant. What we've got here is an orange. It's been in the ground for about a week and a half now, which is just about right at the length of how long you want to leave them for without being properly staked. Otherwise you run the risk of them falling over. So you'll find when you buy a plant from the store, from a nursery, it'll come with a little stake. It might be a little bamboo stake, a little plastic stake. They're not designed to hold up a plant once they've gone into the ground. They're purely there for the pot, hold it up while it's growing within the pot, and for you to transport it home. So don't think that it's going to be enough. You always need to stake up a plant properly, especially something that you're expecting to grow out in the open. So there's not a lot of cover here from the wind, from the rain, so we need to make sure it's staked up properly. So what you need to be able to do that, you need 3 stakes, because what we're going to do is a triangle around the tree, so it's getting held from all sides. Some people like to only do 2, but 3 is always the safest way, because then you have protection from all angles. You also need something to actually wrap around the tree. Now what I've got, not ideal, but it definitely does the job. I've got a bit of fly screen plastic tubing for when you put it around your windows or your doors. You don't need to buy this is just what I had lying around, so I'll make do with that. What you're better off going with is something like a Hessian strap. It's a lot thicker, it's about 1.5 inches wide and really thin, that wraps around so that doesn't damage the plant. Now why I'm comfortable using this is because it's a rubber, it's got some give in it, so that when it pulls, it's going to pull with the tree. I'll replace it eventually, but it's better than nothing, and because we can't get down to any of the hardware stores at the moment, it's what we're going to have to do. Also, I've got a little rubber mallet here, to knock it in, and a larger wedged mallet. Now, depending on how hard the soil is, will be what you need to drive it into the ground. You might get away with just a little rubber mallet if you've got nice sandy soil. If you've got a harder clay, then you might need something a bit bigger. Now, we've got something a bit unique here, is that we have nice soil to about that far, and then it's all clay underneath. So that's why I've got both. First little one to get us started, and then once we've got a bit of a foothold into the ground, then we'll go with the bigger one to drive it all the way in. Alright, let's get to it. So first what I'm going to do is just hand drive it into the ground. Now what we want to be careful of is that we don't go too close to the tree, that we disturb the root base. So if I go in here, it's actually going to be cutting straight through the root. So we want to be far enough away that we're not going to disturb the root, and we're not going to disturb the tree as it grows. And also we don't want to be too far away, because then we end up having just a lot of wastage when it comes to the strap that goes around. So I think just about here looks good. We'll just drive that one in. So we've got 3 here, so we'll drive him in, and then our last one, drive that into the ground. So what we've got there, we've got our 3 stakes. So we need to make sure they're nice and firm, otherwise they're not going to do a lot of good for us. So we'll drive it into the ground with the little rubber mallet to begin with, just to get a start. It's also easier using something smaller when you drive it into the ground to start with. If you go with something too big like this to begin with, there'll be too much movement in it, and when you hit it, it'll wobble all over the place. So start with something small, get yourself a foothold in. Alright, so that's our 3 around it. Next all we'll do, you get your rope that you've got. Now you want to take off the one that came with it, so we can let it support purely out of these 3 that we've just put in. You might keep that for another time. Don't take your tag off, always leave that on. Now, no real science to this. Get it as long as you feel that you need to go. Now, one of the good things about the Hessian is that, and if you're using just wooden stakes, is that you actually get a stapler, and you staple it up using a stapler. So, see there, that's one. Make sure you haven't done it too tight, because you still want it to be able to grow up. There's 2. Last one. 3. When you do this, you don't want to go too high up the tree, otherwise there's not enough movement for it to grow. You want to make sure that you're high enough that it's going to add some stability, but not too high that it actually impedes on the leaves. And so that's it. That's staking up a tree. Now it's not done, it's not a set and forget. What you need to do is every now and then, and I would say every month or 2, just come and have a check on it. As the tree grows, you'll end up staking it higher and higher until it gets to the point where it doesn't need any of that support. And that's it, that's staking up a tree. Have a great day, guys.